Hello and welcome back to Kahania Calling. Yes, we are back after a long gap, but we are back with some thought provoking stories again. Something that will definitely make you rack your brains. So, yes, let's get started. Today's story is the Tao of Forgiveness. Once there was a sage who had a disciple who was particularly good at holding grudges. So he would hold grudge against anybody and everybody, and most of the time he wouldn't talk to his fellow disciples, always be angry, upset, and a face like this, as if the entire world is at fault. So the master called him one day, that is the sage, and told him, "Here is a sack, and here is a basket full of potatoes. What you need to do is, you just need to inscribe the name of the people on potatoes. I mean, one potato, one name of people who have hurt you, who have made you feel bad, against whom definitely there is some form of the grudge or the other, who you feel has done some wrong to you, and whom you have not been able to forgive." So he said, "Okay." And he started thinking and took out a potato and started inscribing on each, recalling the name of the people that he could not forgive. 1, 2, 3, 4. And after a short while, the sack had quite a lot of potatoes. He told his master, "I'm done." Master said, "Well, it's not done. What you need to do is, you need to carry the sack with you wherever you go for a week, and then we'll meet after that." He didn't think of it much, and he just went on. And it really didn't seem too much of a trouble, because the sack was not particularly heavy enough. So now everywhere that he went, he carried the sack of potatoes with the inscribed name on it with him. And just after a day, it started feeling as an inconvenience. Everywhere that he went, he had to carry the sack. It became more of a hindrance, a nuisance. Why do you have to carry something all the time? And a lot of time, it meddled with his abilities to do certain tasks, because he had to carry the sack. But nonetheless, if the master said, it had to be done. And he started getting annoyed with it. Now, after a couple of days, that is 3-4 days, the potatoes with the inscribed name started stinking. They started giving some odor. So now he could feel the stench also. It's not only the weight and the fact that he has to carry everywhere, but the stench made him highly irritated. That, God, what is going on? But master said, so it had to be done. So a lot of time closing his nose, trying to get away from the smell. He tried several ways, but it was just getting more and more frustrating and irritating for him. So he was definitely looking forward for that 1 week to get over. And when the week got over, the master summoned upon the disciple and asked him, "So tell me, what do you have to say?" He said, "Master, your ways are great. I definitely realize that each potato that had a name inscribed on it, of course, against the person whom I had held grudges, or more importantly, whom I have not been able to forgive, is becoming a burden on me itself. And it is extremely inconvenient and frustrating to carry it with me all the time. And on top of it, the stench is almost killing. So what is it that you should do? He said, Master, I thought over it, and it has definitely not been easy, but I feel the only way to get rid of this sack of potatoes is to forgive people. And how many did you decide to forgive? All of them, Master. It has not been easy, but then that's what has been my decision, to make peace with myself, because I cannot carry the sack with me anymore. Okay, well, then empty the sack. So he did. And while he was doing, the master asked him, okay, so in the last 1 week, were there transgressors, people who had annoyed you, who spoke against you, against whom you held some grudges or you have not been able to forgive? He said, yes, Master, yes. Definitely there were a few. Okay, so you know what to do. Write their names on the potatoes and put it back in the sack. As he moved towards picking new potatoes, he said, no, wait, Master, this is like going back in the same circle. I have, with great difficulty, forgiven these set of people and get rid of my sack of potatoes. And again, if I put the new name, the cycle will go on and on and on. What is it that you should do? Should I strive to forgive them again? Or should I keep striving to forgive people? The master said, if you keep doing it, you will never really get rid of the potatoes. So the sack will always have some potatoes to carry with you, and the same cycle will continue, which you would hate to do. So what is needed is that you get rid of the sack itself. If there is no sack, there's nothing that can hold potatoes, and there's nothing for you to carry around. The disciple thought, wow, this is fantastic. But again, how is it that we really never hold grudges against anyone, or we are able to forgive everyone that comes across our way or who has hurt us? The sage said, the feeling of grudges that we carry, it's like we consuming poison and expecting the other person to die. That's never going to happen. All this hurt that is happening within you, the forgiveness that you're not able to give, is because of the sense of your inflated ego. The self-respect which you have is important, but that turning into ego, and to an extent where you keep holding grudges through your life, is never really desirable. So once you make up your mind that, okay, my self-respect is important, but at the same time, since I cannot control what others say or do, I need to forgive them, I need to keep moving, and I really need to get rid of my inflated ego, so I do not really have the sack with me. And that is the way that you can really carry on with your life without grudges, with a peace of mind, so that you can elevate your life. The disciple was deeply moved by this. He realized what the master said, and he also realized that all this while that he had been holding grudges against his fellow disciples, which really does no harm to anybody else but to himself. And he decided that what he should really do. Thank you.